Hey guys, Chef Curtis Stone here. I've got my brand new 14-piece cookware set that's going to be a showstopper at TSC, and I thought I'd do a couple of my family's favorite recipes for you, showing off lots of this beautiful cookware because it's really wonderful. Having all the things that you need, it makes life so much easier. So, in my big stock pot, I literally just dropped a little fettuccine, and I'll show that to you. It's still going to be firm because I just put it in, but there it is. Boiling salted water, you've got to season the water really, really well. It should almost taste like the ocean, that salty. Because of course, it's only going to absorb a little bit of that salty water, so you've got to make sure it's really nice and salty. I know it sounds silly to taste your pasta water, but it's a good idea. Oh yeah, I might as well be on the beach. Okay, so that's boiling. Go ahead and drop your lid on. Keep it at a rapid boil. It only takes about 10 to 12 minutes to cook dry pasta, and that's how long you've got to prepare dinner. So my kids love spaghetti, they love pesto, and they both love chicken and salmon. So I'm going to show you how to do the chicken and the salmon separately, because once you understand this recipe, it's basically like having two good recipes in your back pocket that you can pull out anytime you want. So skinless chicken breast, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then just go ahead and turn those over, season the other side as well. Don't let your pot boil over. Once it gets to that really rapid boil, you can just remove the lid. Okay, grab your chicken breast and put them straight into your pan. You want a nice high heat. Whenever you're sauteing, caramelizing, or browning a protein, be it a steak, a piece of fish, some chicken breast, you want to get that intense sear, that really high pitched sizzle, because you want to get that caramelization. It brings more sweetness to your protein, it makes it really delicious, and of course it gives it a beautiful color too. Now, I've got a beautiful pesto right here. Of course you can use a store-bought pesto if you prefer, or you can make your own. Mine's oxidized a little on the top. That's natural, that'll happen when it sits out for a while. But all this is a puree of basil, Parmesan cheese, or pecorino romano, olive oil, a little garlic, some pine nuts, and some salt. That's it. That's the basis of any pesto. Of course, the pine nuts and the cheese is what binds it together, and that beautiful sort of green color. By the way, you can make one out of kale, you can make it out of big tops, you can make it out of arugula, out of basil, whatever flavor you want, you can go ahead and choose. But that's how simple it is to make. Once you've got a nice sear on your chicken, and you'll notice I'm not turning it and messing around, just leave it. Just give it a good minute to 2 minutes to develop that color. And then you can have a little look. Oh yeah, see how that beautiful caramelization is starting to catch? Perfect. A little bit longer. Keep your eye on your pasta, right? You don't want to overcook it. Still got 5 or 6 minutes to go, but once it gets a little closer, you'll just taste it to see when it's al dente. And al dente means to the tooth. So you want the center of the pasta to still have just a tiny bit of bite. Okay, so once you've got that color on your chicken, and I'm pretty sure mine does right now, go ahead and turn it over. Oh yes. Looking good. And then you just take that pesto and spoon it straight over the top of the chicken breast. All the way to the edge. Okay. Then what I want you to do is pick that chicken up, go ahead and grab yourself one of my roasting trays, That's coming home with you in the 14-piece set as well. Get those two in there, and then you're going to transfer it to the oven. While we do that, we go ahead and clean my pan. Let's try just to wipe out. It is the DuraPan, don't forget. And then we're going to season the salmon. We're going to start cooking the salmon. Gorgeous. Okay, chicken goes in the oven. It only needs about 5 minutes, depending on how thick the breasts are, of course. All right, now I've got my cooktop cranked. This is my induction cook plate. As you can see, it's turned up to about 75% of the way. What we want, again, is to get that beautiful color on the salmon, and then we're going to hit it with the pesto. Pasta's getting close. Let's have a little taste. It's really good. It's to the tooth, but it's really to the tooth. It needs another couple of minutes. Wonderful. Another thing that I did is took some baby cherry tomatoes. I left them on the vine, little drizzle of olive oil, salt and pepper, throw them in the oven for about 5 to 7 minutes, just until the skin starts to split on the tomato. Pull it out, let it cool a little bit, and that's going to be our garnish. Let me move my bakeware back here. So I'm putting my plates down on my trivets. I love these because it means that you're never damaging your kitchen counters or your dining room table, so they're a great thing to have in the kitchen. They also go up to 500 degrees, so you can literally pick your hot pot that's boiling away up and drop that on the trivet, and now you're not going to damage your kitchen counter. Okay, then what I want you to do is grab yourself another pan, stick that on the heat. You don't have to strain the pasta just yet. Low temperature now. Because what we're going to do is make an emulsion. Have you got butter for the emulsion, or am I using olive oil? Alright, so what we do, so how we make the emulsion is we take a little bit of that pasta water, drop it into the pan, and then we start emulsifying some olive oil in there. Of course, you can do it with butter as well. So maybe 3 or 4 little spoons, about the same quantity of olive oil, salt and pepper. I've got to turn my salmon. It's hissing and popping at me. It's telling me I'm ready. Turn me. You ready to see this? Oh yes. Perfectly caramelized. Looking wonderful. I'm going to pan cook this the whole way through. So what you do is get a little of that pesto straight over the top of the salmon. Gorgeous. The smell of the basil, I'll tell you what, so good. You can finish this in the oven if you want to. I don't think you need to be honest. I think we'll leave this nice and fresh. We'll see the difference between this and the chicken when it comes out. Okay, back to our emulsion. Give it a shake, and you'll see it'll sort of turn into this lovely creamy consistency, and it'll be emulsified. It'll look as one, it won't look separated, which is the important part. Giving that a little shake. You can use a whisk as well if you like. Once you're happy with the way the emulsion looks, go ahead and lift up your pasta and drop it straight into the pan. Give it a toss around. Season it with a bit more salt and pepper. And I've got some freshly cut parsley. Gorgeous. Nice. Leave it on the heat. That way that emulsion will keep getting thicker. It'll keep getting more delicious. The salmon looks absolutely perfect, so we can kill the temperature on that. I think we're ready to plate. The only thing we're missing is our chicken. Let me grab it. Look at that. I mean, look at that. Delicious. Okay, we let it rest for about 3 or 4 minutes, which is probably how long it's going to take me to plate all this up anyway. So we'll come back to that in a second. But next we get our pasta. And if you want to make this look really pretty, go ahead and get yourself a roasting fork or a carving fork. Just sort of push it through the pasta like that, and then I sort of sit it up on the side, and then I twirl my fork, twirl in all of that fettuccine or spaghetti, whatever pasta you're cooking with, around. Push it just slightly into the side of the pan, and then you bring it over to your plate like that. Give it one more twirl, and then remove your fork. You end up with this beautiful spiral of pasta right across the plate. Same thing for our next plate. You can twist it in like this. Pull it just a little to the back of the plate like so. And then, once your salmon's done, you can go ahead and pick that up. Pop that straight off the front. Garnish it with some of those beautiful cherry tomatoes, and you've got a beautiful meal that takes no time at all. That's the beauty of it. Okay, for the chicken, what you want to do is ensure that your chicken's perfectly cooked, and the way you do that is with one of these guys, a probe thermometer. Now mine runs off kinetic energy, so you just give it a quick shake. It'll never take a battery. All you do is give it a quick shake and that'll wake it up. Probe it into the thickest part of that chicken. What you're looking for is somewhere up around 160. That looks good. Okay, so I slice my chicken into just a few pieces, just like that. Scoop it up and serve it straight over that beautiful pasta. So you finish it off with those beautiful vine roasted tomatoes. I mean, check that out. You've got a delicious chicken pesto with fettuccine and tomatoes, or the same thing but with salmon. So now you've got 2 wonderful weeknight meals that are really, really simple to make and very delicious. And with your 14-inch cookware set that you're about to pick up, you're going to be very happy that you did. Bon appetit.